The whole issue that we are discussing, we've been discussing this time at our meeting in Lviv, is about the humanization of the contemporary societies as a task for Catholic universities. As you know, we all come from many countries of Europe, including Lebanon, for instance. So we come from various backgrounds, from Spain, via France and Belgium, and England, as well as, of course, Italy, Poland, Ukraine, and then Lebanon, and so on. So the whole idea is about a very important mission that every Catholic university has today, is to, as we have said, humanize the modern society. My idea was that what we had in the morning, we had 4 presentations. My idea was that perhaps one more presentation was missing, because when we want to talk about humanization of society, we have an assumption that our society is dehumanized. So I think we should have first a short analysis of the so-called dehumanization of the contemporary societies. What do we mean when we say that present societies are dehumanized? When we understand that, then we can come to another point, another stage, which could be perhaps trying to describe what we want to achieve when we talk about humanization or humanizing of contemporary societies. All that, of course, comes to the concept or the idea or vision of man and man's life. Again, it's about anthropology. So the Church, in her teaching, very often uses what is important, that we need the so-called integral anthropology. Because what we often have in our world, modern world, is the so-called fragmented understanding of man. Very recently we have been talking, and there are lots of books about that as well, that what we have now, what we are experiencing now in our societies, is the process which is a very serious transformation of the human person. Like, for instance, until now we have been always thinking that human person is a unity of soul and body. Soul and body, yes? Material and spiritual aspects to make one person. What we see now in our present societies is that we have, not we as Catholic societies, as Catholic universities, but other thinkers and writers are talking about a human being being made up of body and mind, not soul but mind. So the spiritual dimension has been either neglected or ruled out. And that's a serious problem. Another problem is about understanding what does it mean that a human being is either male or female, a man or woman. Today some people say biological side of us being male and female, man and woman, is not important. It's a fact, but it doesn't matter. What we need is what they call gender studies. And the concept of gender is the cultural understanding of sex. Thus they say there are more sexes than just 2. So when we understand what the dehumanization means, then we have to come and describe precisely what we mean when we talk about the human person. And then, if we want to present that integral concept of the human person to contemporary societies, we need to understand to whom we are talking to and what instruments we want to use to present it, to pass it on. So generally I'm quite happy with all that, what we have had so far. But on the other hand, it was my proposal that perhaps we should have a kind of a project done by our federation to have a better, deeper analysis of the transformation of contemporary societies in Europe, especially in our culture, European culture or North Atlantic culture. That would help us to understand better where we are, then we could know where we should go.
Thank you. And so what do you think about particularly Eucharist? So you know, Eucharist is the
I have spoken several times to your rector, Father Boris Gudziak. I think it's quite a unique thing that you are doing here. First Catholic institution of higher education in post-Soviet countries that used to be one big atheistic Soviet Union. We, as Catholic University in Lublin, we are over 90 years old at the moment. We have our own history, first before the Second World War, then after the Second World War, for 45 years of communism. We are happy to have another university near us, which is trying to start what we started years ago, decades ago, almost 100 years ago. So, on this sense, we do experience what perhaps you experience much better here in Lviv, but we do experience it in Lublin as well, because among our students, we have quite a lot of students coming from ex-Soviet countries, from Russia itself, Belarus, Baltic states, including Ukraine, Kazakhstan, so we can get more or less with what they are coming, what their expectations, but also what they bring with themselves, having lived in these circumstances right here. So I understand the Church as such should assist you and help you as much as possible to fulfill your mission as a Catholic institution of higher education. We are open to any cooperation with you. We do have some kinds of cooperation as well. For instance, there's a project called Catholic Universities Project, which was initiated in the United States, Notre Dame University, 5 or 6 years ago, I believe. And it includes your university, Catholic University from Slovakia, from Budapest, our university from Lublin, and that Notre Dame University in the United States, which is said to be the best Catholic university there. There are 2 or 3 more universities joining us this year. We'll have another session next week in Paris this time. There's Institut Catholique, there's Sacro Cuore Catholic University from Italy as well. So we all together want to understand and to share with each other what is our experience, our mission, the circumstances of our life in various places of the world. So, and thus, because we are the so-called globalized society, a globalized world, I think even if we say yes, we do have our own peculiar, specific experience in Ukraine, in Poland, in America, that's quite right. But we can also find things that we all share, the aspects of the same globalized culture, which is becoming, for instance, more and more secular everywhere, individualistic, or as the Holy Father Pope Benedict often says, that the present culture is becoming more and more relativistic. Finally, there's no truth. There's only, there are various opinions, and every opinion is equal in a sense, yes? That's the so-called uncritical pluralism that is almost everywhere. So I want to wish you all the best, and I hope we can perhaps do something more together as well. And I hope you will manage to develop the university, which is impressive, together with your rector, and the students coming here, becoming more and more international, which is excellent. Rector just mentioned that there's another student coming even from Lebanon to study here, which is excellent. We are thinking of the same in Lublin, to encourage more students from abroad to come to study with us.
And what do you think is the meaning for just having this General Assembly FUCE right here in Lviv, for FUCE as an institution?
For almost all of those members who have come to this meeting here, most of them from Western Europe. There are a few of us from Poland, and the rest of them are from Western Europe. It's an absolutely new, unique experience. They've never been here. They know very little about what was life about, what was it like in the past, in communist days. They only know a little bit from the media, from the newspapers, which is, as it is. It's only one aspect or two aspects of the whole reality. So it was an excellent idea, your rector's idea, 2 years ago, I understand, when he invited the whole assembly to come to Lviv, to see that there is a vivid or living Christianity here, There are people who do care about their faith, about their church, about their life, and they are even ready to sacrifice even their lives when sometimes circumstances are so difficult as they used to be. So we all need that kind of witness that we are now experiencing here, and we are really grateful. It's a unique, absolutely unique experience for all of us, an opportunity to understand and to renew our witness or our understanding of faith as well.
Okay, thank you very much. And so you said that it's not your first time in Ukraine and not
it is not.
in Lviv, but it's your first visit to the FUCE.
With the FUCE, yes, yes it is.
Just,
it is.
If you could say some more maybe particular impressions on the institution.